Time for an injection. You can get a lot of commercial injections, you can make your own, anything that imparts some really nice flavor to the interior of the meat to actually add a little bit of moisture and make some more flavor is perfect. So we've got a injection here that we made up. It's a combination of some au jus, a little bit of steak sauce, a little bit of apple cider vinegar. We're just gonna go ahead and put that needle in basically right with the grain of the meat and just start injecting it. One of the things to be aware of when you're injecting any piece of meat is that there are open holes in the texture of the meat itself. So on occasion, we start squirting this injection in, it could pop right back out at you. So you want to be careful, or maybe even wear a protective eyewear. I'm just kidding, you don't really need to do that. Once you're done injecting, you might want to just kind of pat this dry with a paper towel so that way the rub will adhere to the meat as well. All of that injection is in there. We've obviously lost a little bit just as it seeps out, but pat that dry a little bit. It's going to be nice and moist so the rub will stick, but not too moist that it all just kind of runs off when it hits the smoker. So that's all we need to do there, and then we are ready to rub the brisket. The rub that I'm using, again, is one of my products. It's the Croy Valley Cattle Drive. This is really designed for beef. It's got some Worcestershire type of flavors in it, so it really pairs nicely. Any kind of dry rub that has a good flavor that you like is perfect for any kind of meat. It's all about taste, it's all about personal opinion and what you think is good. So with a nice dry rub like this, we want to coat the entire piece of meat. Just kind of, really pat it in there, rub it into the meat as best you can. I don't want to leave any piece exposed because as the sugars in this rub kind of heat up on the smoker, they're going to caramelize and create a really nice bark on the meat. So every little piece of exposed meat, I want to make sure that I get that flavor really nice and coated well. I'm going to flip it over, and this is the area here, that point where I was going to make those burnt ends. So I'm going to go ahead and rub that as well. I don't need to rub the fat cap because that's not going to come into play. That's all going to be cut away once this cooks. But this area right here, this is where all that really meaty goodness comes into play. So all of that gets a nice coating of dry rub, any little exposed piece of meat, and then we can toss it on the smoker. Oh, I missed a spot. There we go. Perfect. We're going to pop her right on the smoker now and put this on at 275 degrees. That's the temperature that I cook at. It's a little smoky out here. And this brisket, just like other large pieces of meat, will require some time to properly cook. You can't do this in a couple of hours. This can go anywhere between 6 to 12 hours depending upon your heat source and how efficient your smoker is. I'll be cooking this one here for probably about 6 hours today. And we're going to cover it up, no flipping, no turning. We leave it alone. We'll check on it in just a little bit.